Folks, welcome to Conversations. I am your host, Ryan, and with me I have my best friend.
Which one?
Which one, dude? Yeah, you gotta pick, man. You gotta be
my co-host.
You gotta be more clear.
My co-host for the podcast. My co-host Ben Chung. Come on, man. Why you?
Can I say my own name?
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Ben Chung.
All right. Anyways.
Hey, man, you're getting better every time, bro.
All right, guys. So today, I know we always say we have a special guest in the house, but today's actually really special because it's one of my old school, long-term best friends on the roster right here with my other best friend Ben. So you guys are, what are you guys? I guess called best friends in law.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody says that.
So
I think you just made up a new word, but
she is a restaurateur, an entrepreneur. Right now, the creator and owner of Queen Cali hot sauce. We got in the house Sophia Wang.
Let's
Choe,
get
I'm
it.
married now.
Oh shoot, Sophia Choe, Wang Choe.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, Sophia Choe.
Yes.
Choe,
Yes.
Choe or Choe? You don't even know.
No, because it's CHOE. So it's to me when I read it, it's like Choe, right?
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
actually Choe.
Oh, is CHOE and CHOI
For
both
his
the same?
family. So like in Korean, it'd be like Cheshi.
Yeah.
You know, but when I read it, I'm like, oh, Choe. He's like, no, Choe.
Okay.
Oh,
All
so
right.
CHOE
Sophia
is also a
Choe.
Che.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, Sophia Choe. I've been saying wrong for these last 3 years.
It's all right. It took me a minute too. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So yeah, welcome.
Thank
And
you,
what
thank
is this
you.
that you have in front of you?
Oh, it's my hot sauce.
Your
It's
hot
the
sauce.
hot sauce.
Yes.
And we actually endorsed this hot sauce on the podcast because we've had it, right?
I have had it.
You didn't know it was Sophia's.
No, I didn't. So I think I was eating a chimichanga or something like that.
Yes.
And then I was just putting this hot sauce that I've never heard of on this chimichanga, and I was like, "Damn, this is a good hot sauce."
Yeah. I think you should
And
have
then
the
and then
branding
you
on
were
it.
like, "Oh yeah, this is Sophia's." I'm like, "What? Sophia got a hot sauce?"
Yeah, you know, it's funny because when you started it, I was like, yeah, you know, because everyone started a hot sauce, like a bunch of people. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they did. as
Really?
well.
Everyone's just jumping on the hot
They
sauce.
did. Well, a few
Who
people.
else?
Well, not everyone. So there's some people in K-Town. I'm not gonna say the names because they didn't.
Because
pay
they're
for
not
the
here
spot.
right now, you know what I'm
didn't
Yeah,
pay for
they
the
ain't
spot.
sponsoring the
It's
But
pod.
there's a
Not
handful
them right
of
All right.
people that I know through K-Town that have done hot sauce within the last like 10 years.
Okay.
Tried it. Everyone always tries to recreate the El Torino
Oh, was that the inspiration?
My inspiration was King Taco.
King Taco. Yeah.
that was
But it's better. I think it's like a mixture of like King Taco.
All right.
I
and
mean,
some
I'm gonna
other
be
stuff.
biased, but it has more flavor.
Hot take
you
here.
know
Which
what I'm
one's
saying?
better, El Torino or King Taco?
I'm gonna say King Taco just because they're not as stingy with like portion sizes and like the sauce. I'm gonna say, I need a little more.
Yeah, for
Yeah, a
sure.
little more.
Yeah.
I need a little more. But King Taco
it's
was
really
my
good, so.
Yeah,
inspiration.
it is very good. It's delicious. Why are we dressed like this right now, bro?
It is the Halloween.
Because I got this big old
This
camera.
is weak for
Halloween,
me, though.
I know.
This is more like pajama episode.
Look, Halloween
It's okay.
was yesterday, or
Yeah.
yesterday. So we, didn't have some time to put some stuff together. But I think it's good for what we had time for, right? But we got Big Mac attack over here.
This is not up to my reputation.
I don't know how
you know
to
what I'm
take things.
saying?
Apparently, I winked this eye that's supposed to be looking to this, and I'm looking.
That's actually the flash. You're supposed to be looking through somewhere
Is
here.
this the
like,
flash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are
there we
you
go.
though?
Bro, guess. You can't guess what I am.
He's just really a festive
You're
tourist.
Bro,
like a-
come on.
Without the camera,
Well,
though,
what
you
do I
wouldn't
look
know.
like?
I don't
bro.
know, like a pretty fresh looking tourist. Because you're wearing
Exactly what I
Stussy
am.
and stuff. Like,
Yeah, but like.
Like a
dude,
Christmas
I'm a Hawaiian,
tourist.
Dude, even down to the detail,
Dude.
bro. TNC surf.
dude, you're
bro.
Asian for sure. Asian tourist for sure because you're wearing a black shirt in the hot summertime.
But it's TNC surf, bro. I'm a Hawaiian tourist.
You should have worn the long sleeve,
Yeah, bro.
the long
long
white
sleeve.
sleeve, like.
And you didn't do this. You didn't do the
Oh,
shaka.
yeah, see, look. See?
All right. Nice.
I'm a Hawaiian tourist.
Well, yeah. And
You're Greasy Gilmore.
You're
I'm Crappy Gilmore, okay?
you're Nappy Gilmore.
I'm Nappy Gilmore, Crappy Gilmore, all of it. Only time I'd ever wear a Boston anything. So
Yeah, that's not like you.
it's
It has
Halloween.
to be
Ooh, the ghouls.
costume.
Did you buy this because you're like, I might wear this for a Halloween costume someday?
Okay, so I did a Timu the last time.
Yes.
I haven't done it in months.
You've been on like a Temu
This
haul.
guy's freaking.
I mean,
Temu's
I
number one
love me a
customer.
discount. So
I straight up stopped because
Did you get scammed?
no, I didn't, and that's why I stopped because Vero wouldn't let me do it, like purchase stuff anymore. But
Yeah.
I bought one of these and some other crappy stuff, and I'll wear it through the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Through the,
I mean, it's not that bad.
It's
bro.
not bad. It's not
Like,
bad. It kind
yeah.
of feels like
it's just that you've
like a
never
towel?
wear it in public.
like a really crap, like a bad towel at like a cheap Motel 6. Like,
Okay.
or you know the curtain
Like
that
make
goes
you
between-
itchy a little later.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm
Well,
saying?
then you got blackout curtains.
or the curtain between the shower and the you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
okay,
anyways,
okay,
but yeah.
okay.
So it's Halloween,
Yeah.
right?
Sophia's apparently a Big Mac.
You're a Big Mac.
This was very last minute, or else I would have came to the nines.
I know.
Contacts and wigs.
If you
know what I'm
did, I
saying?
would have done what I always do, which is I always invite her to anything like oh yeah, it's a costume party, and then either I would forget to tell people to dress up, and then I wouldn't come dressed up, and then she would be the only one like in the middle of like Tobang, like dressed up in full storm outfit, like in
Oh, so you go
leotard.
that far
I go hard
into
in the paint.
cosplay.
Like I would have
Okay.
came here like Mystique all blue.
Yeah,
You know?
tights
Damn.
and then
Like
leotard
the
over it,
contacts.
Wow.
blonde hair.
I mean, being festive is fun, and it's
Yeah.
only fun if like everybody participates
That's
and
true.
dresses up. So like even if I throw like a party or like a backyard boogie, I'll be like dress up.
What
know?
what was your favorite costume that you've ever worn to a party?
I can name a few. Well,
Really?
here's the thing.
Because honestly, I'm probably so drunk I don't remember.
Most of your costumes, I actually came up with. She would be like, "What
I
am I
made
gonna
a
do?"
lot because
Yeah.
I just I'm
That's
like, bro, I'm
even
broke.
more impressive.
I would just send her a picture. I'm like, "You should do this." like a badass, like Michelle Rodriguez from like, what was it?
Something like easily made.
Yeah.
Like a bad
So
cosplay.
you make your costumes. You don't go store bought costumes.
No, because who has the money?
Dude.
Wow.
It's just like
that's even more
but it
impressive.
looks like a cheap cosplay, But it's more like funny.
You know that guy who does the
Okay.
cosplays with like he'll use like croissants
Yeah, that
and
fat.
stuff like that.
He's kind of like fat.
He's a big dude, but he'll like do like he'll do like a picture of like Dragon Ball, and then he'll make the hair with the croissants.
He's
and stuff
so
like that.
creative.
He's
He's
really
super
creative,
creative.
He started off very ghetto, but as he got bigger, he was making bigger, like cooler items, like cooler pictures. And Sophia kind of started that. She would do like.
I put like Keem on my
Yeah.
forehead because I was
Maleficent.
Maleficent one time, and I tried to do like the horns with Keem, and I think honestly I was just.
I have those
bored,
pictures. Don't
and
worry,
I
it'll
would
pop
just-
up on the thing.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have it.
I don't
So.
know
Mark's
if you
really
do
good
all
at
that.
those.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
But yeah, she was a low budget cosplayer.
That's what's
I,
up.
I thought it was just like funny and fun and like it's
Okay,
part of
why
like the
why is
festivities.
it that Halloween is the one holiday that? Nah, I might get in trouble.
We
for
celebrate
this.
the devil.
No.
Oh, sorry.
I don't do that. Is that what you do?
I don't do.
No, but the
I am
whole
I am
doing-
not a heathen.
No,
Well, I was gonna say,
Okay.
why is it that Halloween is the one holiday that women like to?
Skanks. Because
I
it
didn't
gives
say
it-
it like that. You said
Because
it
they
like that.
have an excuse.
Mm.
So
So
it's
that's
like,
the
ooh,
one
I'm
day
gonna
that
dress
it's acceptable.
sexy, but I'm a sexy nurse, so I'm in costume.
So what's
know?
like the non-sexy but the sexiest thing that you sexed up? I don't know if I said that right.
For me,
Yeah.
um,
Like let's say if you were a Big Mac, can you sexy up a Big Mac?
yeah, because
costume?
you could wear like the top bun is a hat.
well,
Oh.
Jerry.
The bottom bun is like a bikini, and
Got
like
it,
I got
got
like the
it.
meat and
Like
pickles as a what I mean.
lettuce,
girls,
Oh
lettuce,
yeah,
girls
like
are-
a little like
you
a
know,
little.
yeah, like
okay.
girls will find a way to.
She'll
do...
actually use lettuce and all the bang from the
It's
real
all,
thing.
it's all,
The
it's all brown.
McDonald's, like
It's
straight
all
up,
brown
that's-
and shit.
Yeah.
just like the box.
No,
I
the
mean,
box.
girls will find a way if we need to.
She'll have the box
know?
on her head.
But see, I respect it if it's clever and
Creative, yeah.
funny.
If it's like funny,
Yeah,
right?
I
I
respect
think
it.
I've done, the Hoey thing where I was like a schoolgirl. I think we threw so
You
many.
did a sexy.
I did a schoolgirl with Jeannie, our
Assassin's
other
Creed.
friend. Oh, I did Assassin's Creed,
Sexy
whatever.
Assassin's
because
Creed,
I ran
okay.
out of material a little bit, but I look
Okay.
like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, you look
know,
good,
I,
okay. People
had
got
to-
it. I think
yeah,
people
yeah,
got it,
They got
yeah.
it, but
Alright.
because I'm like cutting up T-shirts and just doing it at home, but you get cold.
Yeah.
You
Well, I
get
mean,
cold.
we probably did every Halloween for like from 2008 or 9.
10 years or something.
For like, yeah.
Well, okay, so for our audience who might not know,
Ah.
what's the history here?
History is that, so I used to be a partner of a company called Entitled Entertainment. Shout out to Entitled. Shout out Rich.
Woo!
Shout out Rich.
Yes,
and yeah,
good
so
times.
we used to do like, our main one was Velasco that
Yeah.
we kind of
Oh,
claimed the
no, I think
fame.
it was like Vanguard.
Vanguard, sure, but we
And
were
then
always
Velasco.
little brother in those. When we went to Velasco,
yeah, sure.
we came in and we were the main guys,
We, like,
and then
leached on them, yeah.
they kind of like leached off of us,
Right.
so to speak, or whatever, or you want to call it leech, but they worked from under our whatever. So it's like we met through. She came to one of my parties we had at Vanguard in Hollywood. And it was funny because we were actually going to Vegas that same night. So we had the party Friday night. We were getting into a car, into a big van, all of our crew. It was like 20 of us. Took the van to Vegas, drove overnight from 1 o'clock in the morning, got there around 6 a.m., went to our boss at Rich's house, stayed over there. But while we were going through the photos from the night before, I remember her coming in. She had like this tank top. I forgot exactly. It was like a wife beater or something. right? It was a wife beater or something, and then she had her hair was all
white beater, like long sleeve dress, looking tacky. But it was,
you turned a large wife beater into a dress.
That time I wasn't into the cosplay. I was just into a Dana fashion.
Yeah,
some
she was
cheap,
going to like the
like
Third
the
Street
cheap,
fashion
like the cheap
store.
Alvarado shops. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
It was
okay.
a long
Cali.
sleeve looking like Kristen Augier or whatever.
Yes.
the name is,
Okay.
So yeah, so I remember, and then our friend brought her in. So it wasn't like she was a stranger. So we met her, and then I remember he was just going through the photos, and it was like da 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 da, and then it was like her like 90-degree angle with this guy dancing, and then it was like da 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 da. Oh, her 90-degree. We can't. I can't remember. It might have been the same guy.
So this is a 21 club. But I went there this is the first club I went to where I was like, oh, it was 21 club, but I was 18.
Got it.
So I had a fake ID, my ID said like Sarah or whatever. It was the first time I went to a club that was like 21, and I was like, oh, this is paradise.
She lived off of this for 3 years,
like,
by the way.
this is so
Getting
fun.
to know the people that work there.
Yeah, I had so much fun, and I was just like, I didn't want to dance and drink, and I was just having a blast,
But I think our photographer, he got a lot of shots of Sophia, and we were just like, and then it was funny.
You're the only girl there or something? Or?
Nah, I mean,
okay.
this is like Vanguard, so there's 2,000 people.
Yeah.
But I was always on the dance floor. I mean, before this, I'm used to like backyard parties, and they're all like Hispanic backyard parties because I'm like high school, right? Straight out of high school.
Where'd you grow up?
I went to Immaculate Heart, which is a private all-girls Catholic school.
Yeah, that's in the
my
valley,
party
right?
crew was like, it was like Hispanic.
Okay.
Because my good group was like all Koreans. So my lunch group was Koreans, and then my after school was Hispanic.
Okay. Can we break real quick for a second? Because my studio's falling apart.
Talk about makeshift, dude.
Bruh.
Hey, bro, I don't know what's going on.
This is why you guys not getting paid right now.
I don't know what's going on, but I think it's because of the moisture in the air. It's getting
might need to re-glue.
No, I made sure to do it a little bit.
Sweaty. It's hot in here.
I made sure to do a little bit of glue because when I moved the last time, it was such a biatch to get it off. So time to time one might fall down. So anyways, go on. Continue. Let's go. Sorry. We'll keep that in.
Okay, so you're hanging out with the Latino crew as like your after school.
Night, and we're we're getting it. We're bachata. We're bending over and we're getting it. Whatever.
So she and then they were like, I think it was our friend that was like, she wants to promote. So she came in. And at this point, no one knew. Well, we kind of knew that she was underage, so we all kind of had this like song and dance. So like when the security guys come, like, hey, what's up? So it would, like just to kind of keep her out of the limelight or the eye. But then she's going around being her and like talking to everybody.
All the security guards were my best friends.
Yeah. So
like by the end of the night, like knew everybody's first name.
Yeah.
They never checked my ID after that.
After that, they never checked your ID
like,
for 3 years.
Like,
they just assumed.
Like little big Cheryl's here, and I was just
wow,
like,
that's pretty impressive. You were able to work at 21
and I would go. Well, I would also
club.
go earlier, like way earlier before the club is open, with all the promoters. So they just assumed like, oh, she's just
she'd be she'd be there at 5:30 in the afternoon.
If you're there early, they just like, you're part of
my
the staff.
sandwich, waiting for everybody to come in.
But yeah, it was from through that, and then we got closer, and then like she's now a part of our my like friend group. But she was like the youngest one out of all of us. So kind of kept us young, got us in a lot of trouble. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's.
What does that mean? Got you in a lot. Like,
got us in trouble. You know, if she was drunk or something, and you know, somebody like honked the horn at her. She's like, and she would kick the.
Oh, and then you guys got to come.
And then we're just like waiting, like, oh my god, if they get out.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, not always.
But luckily nothing ever led to any like violence or anything like that. So
Yeah.
But now she's a mom. She's
Yeah, I'm a mom now. My baby's 2.
Congratulations.
Life is
How
so
old
different.
how
So now
old's your boy?
he's 2. He turned 2 in August.
That's awesome.
So
Wow.
that's my heart.
That's
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
up.
yeah.
So okay, let me backtrack a little bit because I met you during the Entitled days.
Yes.
Well, and I know your brother since I was like
yeah, you know my brother.
high school.
And what I didn't know that you were into was food. And then so I kind of was gone from LA for a big chunk of time. I was in Vegas doing the whole thing out there.
Yeah, you're busy.
And then when I came back here, I heard that you were like opening up a restaurant, and then you were doing the shabu joint, and then I was like,
The wine bar. There's a separate wine bar.
That's right. Which one was first?
I can't believe that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Dang.
So I was, so I'm 35 now. Jesus Lord.
That's crazy.
I opened up my first restaurant, I think, when I was 25.
Wow.
So that was the Shabu place. And then
were you in food before this? Like, were you studying?
Yeah, so like
culinary
straight out of
school?
high school, I went into culinary school.
Oh.
Because Lord knows, my nose was in no books. You know, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is I don't think it's
was
around
a
anymore.
good
It was a
school.
good school
Le Cordon
then.
Bleu
Le Cordon
was
Bleu.
a good school.
Yeah, it's not
so
around
much,
anymore. but-
Yeah, there's
It's
a
not
reason
around
they-
anymore?
Yeah, something happened to
they
it.
closed
They were
because they
bankrupt or
found
something.
out they were like basically robbing students and like
What
basically
the-
saying like, oh, you'll make your money back after you graduate because you're gonna get all these amazing.
I mean, all those trade schools are like that, like DeVry and all that. Like
I guess, but culinary school is really expensive, and like if you're gonna go to a culinary school, I
So
would
basically, they
recommend
just
CIA.
overcharged everybody
like crazy.
Oh,
And
wow. That
there's
sucks.
like other culinary schools like CIA, Culinary Institute of America. It's like in Paris and all these other places where you need like 2 years of work prior to even going to school. You know, that's like a little more serious. But so I went to school. My dad he owned, Yonggung, the Dragon, in K-Town. So I kind of grew up like
K-Town staple.
in that
I grew up there,
environment.
too.
So I guess subconsciously, food was just always around me. And like growing up, from a baby, my oldest memory is like I was eating sea cucumber and abalone and chicken feet and fish eyes and
Damn, fish
whatever,
eyes. And she still eats it.
And it was like so normal to me, and it was
yeah.
so good. And my fondest memories are just like eating all this stuff with my family, and it was like normal, So I guess I always had the love for food, and I guess I had a good palate, and I went to culinary school after high school, and it kind of just took off from there.
I think your palate definitely got better as you got older, because when you were younger, you like the ajumike. I just like saucy.
Well,
and,
that's like stoner.
Yeah,
me.
yeah, I know.
That was
That was
stoner
like-
me. You know what I'm saying?
That was like
stoner me,
that's why I
extra
was so fat,
salty,
bro.
extra spicy.
so much
you know what I'm
sodium just
saying?
because of her.
Looking
dude.
extra fat in the morning, but
She'd be like, right before we be coming, and then we get back, and we're all like hanging out, talking. And she's like in there in my cupboards looking for spam, and I've seen her make a spam with a tortilla, and just I forgot maybe mustard or
okay,
something.
but this is also like
Okay.
drunk.
But it was delicious.
Yeah.
But that's the thing.
This
It was
is like
delicious.
That's
drunk
what's the
after
important thing.
club, and
Yeah.
we're like 20,
Being able to
21.
make delicious drunk food that's a skill.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
know
skill.
all
No,
stoners
this was
appreciate
delicious.
that.
Like, oh my God, there's somebody coming after us, but we gotta eat real quick. That's what it was. Like, it was just happened to be delicious.
And so I guess even in my young subconscious of being like drunk and stoner, I love
yeah,
food,
no, it was
and
great.
I love a good, the good taste.
So what was
Okay.
the first move to go into an actual restaurant? Like from being like, hey, I love food, into
I
like,
guess-
I want my own spot.
So after culinary school, I was working in restaurants, in hotels, and then my job right before I owned that restaurant was I was a chef de cuisine at this restaurant in Little Tokyo right here, It was called Fickle.
Fickle, yeah.
After that, I think it's some Japanese restaurant now.
You know, on Second and Central, or
In
First
that
and Central, there's like a
plaza
little
with
Japanese
what is that? Hama?
Oh yeah.
Right next to it, there's Fickle.
Umasa.
Umasa.
Umasa's right around the corner.
Hama.
Inside the Japan Plaza. Yeah. Okay.
There, so it's a Japanese restaurant now. Right before it was Fickle, which was like this fusion American, and I don't even know how I stumbled upon that job, but I was a chef de cuisine there for a few months, and then me and my dad had a falling out because my parents divorced and it was like really messy. I hadn't talked to him in a long time. Long story short, I was working the line, and it was like a busy night. We're like slammed on the weekend, and the server comes up to me and he's like, table so and so was like whatever the chef recommends he wants to order. And I was like, okay, hold on, give me like 5 minutes, let me get these orders out. Working. He comes back and he's like, gentlemen at table, whatever, said like whatever you want. So I'm like trying to look at the table, but it's packed, you know. And I'm like, okay, I'll send him something, you know. So I'm like working, and then later on I look and it's my dad, and I hadn't seen him in years. We had like a bad falling out, you know. But I guess maybe through my brother he found out I was working there, and you know he owns Dragon, whatever. So he has like a really strong restaurateur, like entrepreneurial background, and so he did that for like a month, just randomly coming to see me. So he was scouting me, right? I didn't know. I thought he was just trying to be sneaky dad, like dad wants to see his daughter, you know. So I was like,
when he was doing that, was that kind of rebuilding your relationship?
So when after service was done, because I can't step out, right? I'm chef de cuisine, right? Highest ranking. Like I have to check all the dishes before they go out. I'm still on the line. So after he would wait till we're like all done, dishes are cleared. I can like, you know, and then my the owner was like, "Do you want to go talk to your dad?" Because he kind of knew like a brief history, and I was like, "Yeah." So I go see my dad. I'm like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "Oh, I just, you know, I wanted to see you work." Is what he said, you know, and it was kind of like, you know, it's a little awkward. It's the first time I've seen him in a long time in a really like messy divorce, even though things are amazing now.
By the way, Dad, I know you watched. That was a great move. Okay.
I mean, my dad is my hero, love of my life. Like he's my best friend. He's my best friend. He's the love of my life.
Yeah.
That was like the best thing he could have ever done. But after he was doing that for like a month, and then towards the end, he was like, "Do you want to open a restaurant? Like, do you think like Chashinisa? Like, do you think you can do it?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" You know. And honestly, when you're a chef de cuisine, like, you're not in control of the food and the recipes. You're in control of the ordering, the staff, like cleaning, opening, closing. You're like right-hand man to the owner. So 25-year-old me was like, let's go. But I asked him, I was like, okay, if we do this, like, am I just gonna follow what you're telling me to, or like, do I have the reins? And he's like, I won't do it unless you want to do it. But the place that I'm looking at, there's two
spot units.
Two units with one kitchen. Yeah. Like, do you think you can handle it? Now I'm like, hell no, I can't do that.
But what sucked is that it wasn't one thing. It wasn't one. It was two.
It was also a terrible location.
Oh, two different concepts.
Yeah, it was a shabu and then a regular sit down.
It's too hard to pack out one big restaurant, right? And it was on the. So right now would have been like, hell no, because it's second floor. It's really big.
What's crazy that Plaza's doing really well right now.
But you know, this is 10 years ago.
Yeah, I thought, because when I saw it, I was like, man, that's like the heart of
Hello,
K-Town.
Fishy, you know where that is?
Yeah.
It's
you
right
know
above
what?
it.
I
This
really
is like
think
Wilshire
I
and
was
Western.
before my time. Because shabu right now is like popping, right? Everybody loves shabu. You go shabu.
I loved it ever since then, though.
But 10 years ago, there wasn't a lot of shabu. There was... like the OG K-Town spots and a few spots coming up,
Soul
but not Soul Garden. That, honestly, that's like one of my favorites, right?
Yeah.
But there wasn't a lot of there wasn't a shabu boom. Now there's a lot of little spots like everywhere, you know, where it's like trendy and they play trance and it's like booming, whatever. But it was just really hard with that location. So the first shabu spot, it did really good. It did great. You know, I had a lot of fun doing it. But then doing that, I opened up a wine bar adjacent to it, running the same kitchen. it was kind of like setting me up for failure. So
Damn, I didn't realize I was coming out of the same kitchen.
yeah,
it was
so
tough,
it was like after 2 years, I had to see like, am I thriving or am I surviving? You know, and I was surviving at that point, and like my dad was my investor, but he really did back me up, and he was like, whatever you want to do, I'm back, like, let's go, you know. But like I'm 25, and a lot of the, you know, I have vendors coming in and customers coming in. They're like, who's the owner? Like, who can we talk to? And they would talk to me, and they're like, who's the owner? Like, where's 사장님 or whatever? And I'll be like, that's like me, you know?
Because
like,
you got a bandana on.
yeah, and
and
they're looking at me like,
little girl, who is the owner?
okay, Jashik, like, no,
Yeah.
like, where's the real owner? You know, it was hard to do a lot of business and go into meetings, and I have to go talk to the city to get permits, and they were just kind of like, who is this little Asian girl? Like, you know, it was hard, but it was a great learning experience, you know. In retrospect, I'm like, would I do it again? But the learning experience was like, I would. And I probably lost my dad like hundreds of dollars. I'm sorry, but.
We love you, Daddy.
But it built up our relationship again.
Come talk to me. I have better ideas.
It built up our relationship again, and you know that's my life.
Yeah.
You know,
I love your dad. He's
my
amazing.
daddy's my.
He follows our Instagram.
What?
Yeah, our podcast Instagram.
감사합니다.
And like, you know, sponsor.
Everybody knows my dad in K-Town. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows
Have I
Jungo.
ever met your dad? I don't know if I've ever met
I mean,
your dad.
if you went to my restaurant or our
There's
family
a chance
restaurant,
I might have, and maybe not
then
realize.
he was always there 24/7,
That's
and it was,
awesome.
you know, he was really hard shoes to fill because he would work 100 hours a week and do a 2-hour commute, and I would be at 25 complaining about 80 hours a week, and he'd be like, "That's it." You know, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna cry now, but that's all right, you know. Had an alcohol problem, but that's all right.
Well, that's because I think it was hard for you too, because you were drinking and like working out your ass off, and then going balls to the wall for like 4 hours.
But you know that was, you know, at 25,
again.
that was like my only release. I was just so stressed. You know, I was on bars because I couldn't sleep, and then you told me you were like, "Oh, you're acting a little weird right now."
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I was barred out.
Yeah, you were like, "Shit, man, talk to the microphone."
Honestly, that shit is real. Like, it's just so much stress, you know. But when I look back now, it was like the biggest learning.
Bro, you would fall asleep with your eyes open, like. I'm like,
But I mean, who at 25, 26 could say they ran 2 restaurants?
That's amazing.
You know,
Yeah.
and it was really hard.
That's
you know,
incredible.
I failed a little
No,
bit.
and
but
you know what? The thing about you is that what I love is that when you have that drive, when you know you're gonna do it, you just did it. You just do it. You moved to. She got a job in Denver, and she just up and
Right
left
after.
to Denver. Yeah,
Denver,
right after.
what?
Literally a couple of months after, she got a job offer to do like a manager position, like GM for like I think it was a Korean barbecue spot, right?
Yeah.
And then she had to like live in a not a host house, but she rented a room from someone, and
It was the owner.
yeah,
He had like a little room on the bottom.
Wow.
She would send me photos during Christmas when we're all here with our friends, literally just like with one little
I had the Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown
tree.
like thing with one little ball on it, and then like a little candle, and she's like, "Merry Christmas, Ryan," and I'm like, "Dude, just come back,
Hallmark.
just come back for like a weekend." Like, she's like, "I
Dang.
can't. I made a big deal when I
But
left."
that was when I was the most free, and I was like, F
Yeah,
it. Like,
yeah.
let's go. Let's try. Why not? Like, I'm young. Like, let's go experiment and feel life and just.
But that's when you're supposed to do that.
right.
at
And
that
honestly,
time,
that
yeah.
was like the most free I was, and I
Yeah.
had so much fun.
You know, I also gotta shout you out and thank you because you actually were a big part of the beginnings of like our Kinja's Dojo adventures.
Yes.
We took many meetings at the Shabu spot.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so
I was a big supporter. I
Yeah,
still am.
I know,
You
I
guys
know.
are too big for my britches
I
now.
don't know
But
about that, but
I mean, I don't know.
that was a big
I mean, it
sort
was
of.
just 50%, but thank you. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, you know,
No,
I
it
gave
was
you
great. No, it was
I
great.
lost a lot of business
We got to do
on, you know,
meetings.
but,
We
you
got to do
know.
meetings. We had a space to do meetings.
Yes.
That had food and alcohol.
Exactly.
And basically no time limit, right?
I mean,
No
does
time limit.
Anthony know this?
He knows
you
this.
know, we'll remind
He knows
him.
this. We'll tag him.
We'll tag him. Now he's in it. Now he's gonna get tagged.
Oh, I haven't seen.
Well,
you.
he's
I
gonna be
haven't
on the
seen you
podcast
guys in
soon,
a long
in-
time.
in
Yeah,
ne-
I haven't
next
seen you guys
Yeah,
in a long
yeah,
time, so.
yeah. Okay, well, so I'll just say that was a learning experience and like a great one at that, and that built your relationship with your father back
it
to a
was
healthy
definitely.
place. That's amazing. And then fast forward to where we're at today. You know, you have a family now, and
Yeah.
This amazing hot sauce.
Came out of left field for that one. That shocked all of us.
Did that shock you?
That shocked all of us. Like we all, because she was the young spirited one out of us, but she kind of got into the driver's seat, and went for far. Like I think she had her kid before a few of the other people, so she's like in the middle of our friends that had kids. Okay. So now I think it's just me that hasn't had any kids. So.
Are you going?
What's up, bro?
Nah, don't.
You
I
got
told you, man. You're
Des.
talking.
I know,
Baby Factory is closed. Okay, so I have been. I don't know if I'm on strike or I'm been locked out. Like I'm on,
A little bit of both.
a little bit of both. Yeah,
Okay.
paid strike, I guess you can say.
Okay.
Paid leave. So we'll see. I mean, don't talk to me. You guys look at me like I have control of this.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
Where's Vero?
know.
Because this ain't it. Right?
When the Baby Factory is closed, then nothing is happening.
Yeah.
No fun.
You got Des though, man. That's where Des pops up right here.
Yeah, Des.
Right here.
He comes close.
Yeah. You doing anything for Halloween with your family? Are you?
Well, pause. I thought this was after Halloween we recorded.
Oh shit, you're right.
I don't know what this is right now. I thought this is the Halloween
Because
episode.
in the beginning you're like, oh, our costumes suck because it's like a day after
Oh
Halloween.
yeah, is it day after or or is it before?
So then you can ask me, what are you going
We
to
can't
do?
lie about this,
So
bro.
then you can't ask what
It's
are you
like
going
July
to
right
do.
now. That's why I'm all hot and sweaty.
Look, okay. All right, guys, you caught me, okay?
Redo.
It's not Halloween.
This is the edit out.
But, no, we can leave this there.
No, this is good material.
Look, it's not Halloween, but we needed some content. This is Halloween. Halloween was yesterday, okay? So,
Yes,
the
Halloween
movies,
is
they do it all the time, man.
So, so do I say what we're going to do for Halloween?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah,
All
what are you
right.
doing for Halloween?
I think we're going to take my baby to Disneyland.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
I
Do they do
love
a scary one,
Disneyland
you think?
Halloween.
So I heard that Disneyland is like, oh, it's not as busy. But then when I
No,
did some
that's a
research,
lie.
they said Disneyland is popping on Halloween like crazy.
The
And then when I look at prices, I know it's popping.
Yeah. The next couple of months is the busiest time of Disneyland.
Yeah, I know any holiday they're so festive,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I thought
yeah.
actual Halloween day because kids want to like trick or treat or whatever. But no, it's like
Yeah, they charge them premium.
it's killing me.
Yeah.
Well, killing my
welcome.
husband. But
Yeah. That's why we're not having kids. It's just like, can't afford it, man.
He's
Do you want
draining
kids?
draining the
Ben,
wallet.
do you
Drain
want
the
kids?
wallet, dude.
I absolutely want kids.
Yeah.
Drain the wallet,
You're
and
just
plus,
adding to God's army.
when the aliens come down, dude, I don't want no slow kids slowing me down. I gotta run with
They're
them
not
under my
aliens,
arm.
they're demons. But don't. That's
Sure.
for
Oh,
another
see?
podcast.
So yeah.
That's for another
I know, I agree.
episode.
And here's the thing, I
That's
agree
a
with you
good
too.
Take.
I agree with you too on that. Yeah. We agreed
I
on
I
am
that.
know,
saved
I
now.
know
I'm a
we
different
have.
person.
Yeah, I
Don't
mean,
worry. Once she gets, her kids get a little older, she's gonna come on as
let's go. I mean, aliens. It falls in the theme of Halloween,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
We talk
yeah.
about aliens.
Yeah, aliens and demons, really.
We talk about it right now. Oh,
No, we ain't talking about that.
Okay,
You're about to go into your
I
conspiracy.
was about to.
You're about to.
Okay, well let me.
You're about to
That's
take
another
the
show.
foil hat right
That's
now.
another show.
Hold on
He's
here.
about to
That's
put his
another show
tinfoil
if they
hat
want
on.
to watch.
Which one do we talk about? Because I have so many. So no.
All right, what were some of your childhood favorite Halloween memories? Were there traditions? Was it trick or treating with mom and dad? Was it Disneyland? Like what were some of the Halloween traditions that you did?
Definitely not Disneyland. I don't think
No,
Asians
mine wasn't Disneyland.
ever went
too
to
much money.
Disneyland during Halloween.
Our friends though, they all got like season passes, and they're
I don't
now, or
even
Teaching
you
a
mean when
different-
we're kids though? Because when we were kids, it was pillowcase,
Yes,
house to house.
yes,
And
yes.
honestly, I love that.
Same.
And right now, even as an adult,
wait pillowcase here, right? Not on top of your head.
No,
Okay,
no,
good.
no.
That's a
we're
different
not
kind
doing
of
that. We're not
Halloween
getting
costume.
canceled right now.
Yeah.
But even right now, like what I really want to do is pass out candy. But nobody comes to our neighborhood.
Because you're in that
I
cul-de-sac.
love, I want to decorate.
You're the
you know?
scary Ajima with
I
like
know.
3 pit bulls.
We already look like a trap house. You know what I'm saying? We already halfway there to Halloween. So for like Christmas, we decorate. Regardless, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm a freak for Christmas. I love it, right? But Halloween is kind of like, like nobody's really going to really care or see it. It's not going to brighten anybody's mood. So we're like, let's not do it. But I really want to drink some wine and like pass out candy.
I mean,
but
you can still do that.
Nah, but
Who's
there-
gonna come to
You
the
know what?
house?
Honestly,
You need
at
to
Just hang
night,
out on the sidewalk.
on your
Oh,
at
that's
night, your
weird.
street is pretty dark and scary. Like
Where are you at right now?
I'm in Diamond Bar, and I'm in a cul-de-sac.
Diamond Bar's
that's
not bad.
It
I mean, I don't
depends
know.
where.
I don't know.
We
Okay,
know
yeah, yeah.
we're like 15 minutes from Snoop, but it depends
Okay,
where.
okay.
You know?
Their kids
Got
are
it,
getting driven somewhere else.
We're working on a house. It's a trap house
it's a nice
/ haunted house if you're just looking at it,
Okay.
But no one's coming around here.
Okay.
And I can just sit on the corner and I can't because that's weird, you know what I'm saying? So
if you can make it cute though, you know what I mean? Like set up like a little tent situation.
I mean, at this point, I can't do that
like
because I gotta worry about my child. So I'm gonna take him to. I gotta make sure he's gonna trick or treat now, you know. So I was like, okay, let's take him to Disneyland.
He might remember that.
I mean, do you really need to take him trick or treating? You walk around the house.
My husband's gonna eat all the candy.
Yeah, he gets all the candy. Like,
but he's.
Wait, do 2-year-olds get to go into Disneyland for free still?
Until 3. So I have to milk that, right?
You gotta
I have to milk that.
Yeah.
And like, you know, when we watch like parades on TV, he's like, ooh, 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 ooh. Like he wants to go. So I'm like, all right, gotta go while he's free.
Okay.
He's not gonna eat any of the candy, but
you know what? What my parents they gave me or my brother and sister and I like a restriction on how much candy I can consume post Halloween. So the night of you can have like a handful because it's the night of, right? But they would put a limit. They're like, you can only have one piece every day. So I had those jack-o'-lanterns, those plastic little carrying cases with pumpkin heads.
Yeah.
It'd be filled up, and it would be in the closet. And then so my mom would take it out every day, so you have one piece. And then
20 minutes.
Yeah, how you know if she doesn't? I mean, if you don't.
So I would take my one piece and I'd eat it. But I knew where she hid it in the closet. So when she would go away, I'd go into the closet. It's like deep down. She'd put some like sweaters and stuff on top of it, and then I would just go get extra pieces. So that was my Halloween tradition: sneaking extra pieces. I was, dude. I was like, I need more than one piece.
My parents, I remember trick or treating in Texas, but when we came here, I remember doing it 1 year, and then my parents got all crazy for God, and they're like, it's the devil. So we got to go to church and like dress up as who is the best Bible character.
Are you Paul?
I mean? You dressed up as Paul, bro.
I dressed up as one of the disciples, and we had contests like who is the best like biblical character. I never win because my mom would use like material that had like spacemen on it or like some
ahead of her time. She was talking about aliens already.
Wait, so I mean, okay, I guess as a newbie Christian, it's only been like 10 years for me. As a strong, like, God-fearing person, are you not supposed to celebrate Halloween and watch, like, horror movies?
Okay, so I have a take.
I've been very, like, conflicted.
No, I get it.
Because I love horror movies, but I need my husband next to me. But I'm like, ooh, I'm getting baptized.
Let's go.
Next month.
Let's go.
But am I not supposed to, like, watch certain films and, like...
well, can I say my thing?
Go ahead, yeah.
Everything is the devil's, right? The whole world, like everything that we go through. So
I disagree.
Well, you know, every time me and my husband fight, I'm like, ooh.
What I mean by that is earth, right? So in the religious biblical sense, like the worldly stuff, right? So in that sense, like Halloween is kind of like the day that, like, imagery is important, right? So like ghouls,
they take their mask off.
Ghouls, ghosts, like murder, like things that are like murderers are like.
I mean, you sounded kind of like
glorified.
Purge right here.
No, but that's what I mean by it. So it's like, I really think that it's on you, like how you perceive it, and to the kids. Like for me, I'm grateful that my parents did that because Halloween is not a big deal to me. It's never been a big deal, so I don't feel like I missed out on anything because I know what it represents. Yeah, it's fun and this and that, but when you think about it, it's like if it's in it's almost like a celebration for, like, the only time you can wear a devil mask and it's like, oh, and it's kind of celebrated. So it's like, I don't know. I think.
But it's not always a devil mask. And, like,
or
I grew up Buddhist until I was, I don't know, mid-20s.
Yeah.
So I grew up Buddhist. And even at that, like, Christmas was just, like, a holiday with a tree and presents.
And Santa Claus.
Yeah. You know, you don't really know much, and I'm like a baby, you know. So I never really knew until I was older, so I'm like, oh, am I not supposed to, like, you know, but I want my baby to experience Halloween and go trick-or-treating and dress up because it's so cute, and, you know, and I love horror movies, but I'm like, oh, am I, like, enticing the devil, you know, like, stay my hand, Lord, you know, like.
I think, my take is this. I think whatever your conscience can handle.
Right.
Because
it's like a personal.
Yeah, I don't think there's a black or white type of thing, okay. Right? Mm-hmm. I mean, like what makes someone stumble can be totally cool for somebody else, right? And then, you know, I think, you know, I've grown up in the church, so I've been as Christian as long as I've been Korean. You know what I'm saying? So like, neither of those I've had a choice in. I didn't choose to be Korean, nor did I choose to grow up in a culturally Christian home. So I think a lot of those things that I've or like sort of held to these dogmas of like, oh, we're allowed to do this, we're not allowed to do this.
This turned into a sermon.
Don't get me on my high horse. Are we on good service right now? Are we on my other podcast right now? But with, again, like I said, not to go super deep into that, but I go back to say Jesus loved people where they were at. He didn't condone sin. He wasn't like, oh yeah, you could keep doing whatever you want. He didn't say that. But he knew that if you followed him and if you believed in who he is, that would change your life. So that, to me, also comes back to your conscience. There are people who struggle with certain things that other people don't struggle with. Right. So I think, I don't want to go put this blanket statement of like to each their own. It's not that. I think there's nuance there. But I think if that's something that you feel okay with, I love horror movies. They don't cause me to stumble. They don't cause me to be like, ooh, the devil's kind of tight. I don't think that.
It's like just, your own, like what you're good
I enjoy it, and it doesn't make me go to some dark place, and like it doesn't. Yet there are certain things I'm like, oh, actually that kind of is disturbing to me. So for me, my conscience says stay away from that stuff because that messes with you. You know what I mean? So I think there's
like I'm not gonna bring a Ouija board home.
100%.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think. There's
For entertainment, it's okay.
Sure. Okay, that's just my stance on it. Again, I'm not saying like everyone else should also believe this. I think everyone can have their own take, but there is no where in the Bible does it say don't watch a horror movie?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, on Leviticus.
Oh.
That was so watch horror flicks.
Give me the address on that, bro. Yeah. What's the chapter and verse on that?
Leviticus 2020. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, for you, I think with your kids, just imagery is important. If you explain to them what it is and what this holiday is about, to them what it should mean. It's like, you get some candy and it's like you dress up for fun. But anything beyond that, it's like there are people out there that really do like weirdo seances and like decorate their whole house with like murder like stuff, and it's like dead body parts, and it's like imagery is very important.
I think it's if it's just like, hey, we're gonna go dress up as like your favorite character.
Yeah, my baby's a dinosaur, and
we're gonna get some candy. You know? It's fun, you know. I think that's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know people have different things. Oh, but the history of it. Okay, well then if that's your take on it,
like
that's
Salem and
Voodoo
or whatever. But it was just I just wanted to see other people's take because I see all these different things, and I'm still like For me, I still consider myself like a baby Christian.
Yeah,
you know, a baby.
Well, yeah, I mean, you were like would mock it, you know, when we were younger.
Yeah, because
you were like, oh yeah, joking around, and I would always tell you, you better be careful. You keep mocking him like that.
Because people would be in my face.
God's gonna get you.
And you know, till now, I'd be like, in every religion and every gospel, whatever, there's weirdos.
Of course.
In every group of people, you know, and a lot of the weirdos will step up
to me. But specifically, I remember you were very adamant about making fun.
But I was also young.
Exactly. You weren't being rude. You were just kind of like, oh, Jesus, this guy knows my okay,
here we go again. But,
and I mean, that was... make fun of it, but then, and I kept on telling you, like, the ones that run away and mock God, and like, oh, nah, then that's the ones that are like, you know, your car jumps off a bridge and you're like, oh, you get saved from there. You know, it's like those life-changing moments. So
I'm getting reborn next month. So.
I love it.
Or in a few days, I guess.
That's good stuff.
Man.
Yeah.
What kind of water are they going to be using?
They need the ocean. They need the
99.9%.
We need the alkaline water, you know what I mean?
99%. Maybe some with the hand sanitizer. No, let's move it back to the Satan stuff then, you know?
Speaking of Satan, Satan's pretty hot down in hell. You got this hot sauce.
So this is why I look at it
like a weak segue.
This is why I look at it like that. Also, going back to that whole I remember one time we went raving. We went to a rave in San Bernardino. Then we went to an after party at this guy's house.
Oh yeah.
I can't say names. I don't want to bleep it out, but and I remember going into this room. It was like this basement room, and everybody was on something. They were drugged out.
Like 5 a.m.
Yeah, the lights were all red, and there was a TV going on with kids playing in like
it was
playgrounds
weird.
with no like just with the trance music.
Yeah.
And
Like
I
it didn't match.
Do you remember I literally looked at you? I was like,
No,
this
I was like,
reminds
this
me
is
of
some
hell.
weird like demonic shit.
Yeah,
going on.
I remember thinking like
yeah.
this looks like this
yeah.
reminds me of hell, and I was obviously on something too, but I was like,
But this is
we
bringing
need
down my
to get
high.
out of here. We
It
gotta
was
get out
like-
of here.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that's
This
what
was
the
major
image that I
buzzkill.
always come to when I think about like hell. And I
Yeah.
was like, that was a Halloween event.
But it's not
like
like we weren't on drugs either. We were
But you
just
know
on
what
a
though?
different
Okay,
roll
here's
with
my hot
them.
take on that. The fact that y'all felt uncomfortable.
When we were on that same
Sure, yeah,
drug
exactly
wavelength,
that.
but it was like, whoa.
you guys could have been on the same level, and then also just been like, oh yeah, whatever. Like we're on the same vibe and it's chill. You could have been there, but then instead you were like, wait, this makes me feel uncomfortable.
Like,
it
let's
was
be
weird.
cracked out and drive to Denny's.
Like something broke
know?
through the
Mhm.
stuff, and was like, I don't feel like this is.
And
where
it
I
was
need
like
to
a
be.
house full of
it was a
people,
freaking
mountains of drugs,
Yeah.
like
literal
literal mountain. Like I was
Mm.
like, whoa, you know. And I was
Mhm.
still
We used to
really,
roll like
I was
that,
still
you
under
know?
21, so I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I only seen that stuff in the movies.
Wow.
But I was like, this is really intense,
Yeah.
and it's bringing my high
And
down.
I remember
This
for me
isn't
too. I was
it.
like, we need to get out of here. 'Cause
Yeah,
No, I
this is
think-
not like
see,
the happy hardcore trance I'm used to, you know?
I think there's something really dope with that. No pun intended. But the fact that you guys could have been just on the same wavelength with the entire vibe of the entire place, yet you're like, I need to get out of here. I think that's
They're all weirdos too. They're a little weird.
It was just major. It was just
No,
major
it was a weird, yeah.
buzzkill. Like not
Right.
even trying to be a good person. It was major buzzkill.
No,
you
the
Right.
know?
kids playing on the playground stuff like loop.
It was
kind
kind of like
that
dooming.
was freaking weird.
It was like dooming music. Yeah, like stuff you see like when you go through a horror maze
Yeah.
and there's like a loop on the TV.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
that. You know, but it was drugged
It
out
was
and like
weird.
into it, and it was not even in like a pedo sense. It was just kind of weird and creepy, and they're just drugged out.
Yeah.
You know.
well, like, thank God y'all trusted your gut. Call it your conscience. Call
Yeah.
it your intuition. Call it the Holy Spirit.
Yeah,
man.
we just wanted to be like happy hardcore.
I,
trans.
you know what I think it is that my parents like brainwashing me or like kind of like teaching me that
No, they're just being good parents.
being good parents. Sure.
And teaching
I'm just
you
gonna call back to what we
the Bible
talk
says.
about on this podcast.
Yeah, there's a lot of talks about parents in here.
But
We're like
yeah.
contradictory in so many ways.
So it's just I'm glad that they kind of, even though I was like, oh, you're being ridiculous, like them kind of embedding that is what maybe was able to see what was going on. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Instead of being like, yo, this is crazy, man. Let's get a
join the
massage somewhere.
party.
Like, we're gonna do this line over here. Like I didn't do
But I
all
was
that.
like,
so
whoa, this is weird.
Yeah. It was that was the last time we hung out.
But it was still good times.
Yeah.
It was good times up
it
until
was,
then.
Hey, that's how we grow, man. Sometimes we gotta experience some like wild
We just
stuff.
skip the after party. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We just know
skip
after
the
4
after
a.m.
party.
it gets weird.
It does get weird.
Yeah. But we're past that, right? So going back to being adults now and
Yeah.
And hot sauce.
that's hot sauce.
Yeah,
That's a great segue. That's a
10 p.m.
great
I'm-
segue. Ryan's
10 p.m.
working
I'm
on
tired.
his intros. Is back to
Yes.
being adults.
This
back
is-
to
this
hot
is
flashes.
my
I'm on hot
life
sauce.
now.
Being old hot flashes, hot sauce.
Yeah, this is my life now.
Okay, like no, for real though.
Sorry, we jumped back to. We wanted to talk more about the hot sauce, guys. So
But you know what? I'm glad we derailed
yeah,
in that way because
that was more of a personal question.
That was
but
a
I
real derailment.
I was just really curious and it.
Yeah.
But,
That's what we do here.
Yeah.
Like you asked us before we started rolling, do we script this thing? No.
Yeah.
We freestyle this
You
whole
guys don't
thing.
know what's going on.
Convertangents.
Yeah.
Convertangents.
Ding.
It's gonna happen
Yeah.
right here. Hashtag. No, but okay, Sophia. So you went from being like restaurateur,
Ratchet to
ratchet
mom hot
to
sauce.
ratchet to restaurateur
To-
to what? What did you just say?
Hot sauce, mom hot sauce.
Hot mom.
Mom
to
hot
relocating to
Yes.
Colorado.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah,
To
yeah.
Colorado having some sad
I know,
solo
it's-
Christmases.
I was there for like 6 months. Good work experience. I came back. I was a private personal chef.
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
can we say who?
yeah. I don't think it doesn't matter. Yeah, sure.
Ben Simmons.
Yeah, his first like 3 years when he was good.
Okay.
Get at us.
And
man.
then I don't know what happened after that. I guess I took a break, but I was working. The only what thing I remember before having a baby was I was the corporate chef at Gangudong.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let's not forget who you cook for.
Oh, RDJ.
She cooked for RDJ.
For Iron Man.
Robert Downey Jr.
I didn't know him as RDJ.
Sorry,
but
that's how we know him.
Okay.
You know, we're cool with him now.
He is like the most amazing person, celebrity that I've ever cooked for.
You know, I believe that. I believe he is.
He really is Iron Man, like through and through, like just so effing cool, like such a.
Hey, Sophia,
He was so nice and so welcoming, and I was so nervous, like my voice cracked when I was introducing my dishes because I was like, "This is the cat." I was like, "This is the hen." I was so nervous, even though he was like so laissez-faire.
At least you didn't talk back like Jarvis, like "Yes, sir." You know?
I would honestly, I look back and I think my nerves totally shot my. It was a great experience.
But that's the thing. You were cooking for Ben Simmons. You did it for RDJ, some other celebrities.
It was really fun.
Yeah, some people you actually kind of got close with. Right, so that kind of led you to this, and that's why it's bomb. It's really good. It's probably it's like your masterpiece right now.
Yeah, I guess my career range was very all over the place, but still centered in food, which I'm appreciative of. But I think I was able to kind of bend with where I was in life, So I only had time to do this. So I kind of wanted to do this so I could still make money, but still be involved with food. Yeah. So I don't even know how I came into the corporate gig, but that was the last thing I remember before the sauce.
So what I loved about the sauce, one, I love the spice level, definitely on the El Torino King Taco spice level, but there is a hint of a different flavor and essence. I was like, I can't quite put my finger on why this tastes sort of distinctly different, yet so close to home. Mm-hmm. And then Ryan said something.
It's not true. I
was like, true, it's not true. I see why, because it's so savory.
Yes.
Yeah. And the only reason it's funny because it's and when I tell anybody, when they're like, "Oh my god," I'm like, they're like, "Wow, I taste it." I'm like, "Dude, no, I'm just kidding." I don't like the ramen packet.
The Ichiban, instant ramen packet, the powder.
Yeah.
And then once he said that, I was like, I can sense that. Yeah. But it's not that it tastes like that. It's just
it's the savoriness.
But there is something that feels very this feels familiar.
Yeah.
I've tasted something like this, but then it's in a hot sauce. So that was where I was like, this is very unique yet familiar.
So I think Vera was asking me what the profile is, if I had to put an ethnicity to it, I guess, and honestly, I'm Asian and I make it, but the ingredients I use are all Mexican because my inspiration was a Mexican food joint, which is kind of, as an Asian girl making a Mexican hot sauce, and it's not really meant to be I'm making a Mexican hot sauce, but it was kind of my ode to King Taco and how much I love the flavor. And when we had moved to Diamond Bar, there was nothing good to eat, and I miss K-Town LA food so much. And growing up in LA, it's I miss tacos, solid tacos. There's nothing, and we live right by Pomona.
Damn, that's
weird.
There's no good
not looking at the right spots.
It's not good. We tried so many.
You can't go to the Yelp place.
So I was oh, you know what? Maybe we just need King Taco sauce. Right? Maybe we can just put the sauce on it.
That is a hack.
And when my husband will go to King Taco and bring us back food, it's 45 minutes if we go there,
soggy.
Hour and a half if we come back, right? And it was just it wasn't feasible, sucked, So I was let me just try and make the sauce, right? So I would just make the sauce for him and I, and then just buy whatever decent tacos, and I was oh, it's almost just as good, And then we're oh, how come they don't sell the sauce? Besides the $3, that little cup they would give.
Yeah.
So I was oh, I don't know, let me just try and work the recipe, and that's kind of how it started. So everyone's oh, White Queen Cali, but it's a ode to King Taco. So they're not gonna ever.
I thought it was this motherfucker ego. So
I don't know.
I was about to be I get it.
Okay.
I get it. You can take that title. You can own
that.
that.
It was actually my ode to King Taco was Queen Cali. So that's why
is Queen Taco too on the nose? Is that Is that even taken? Is that even
Well,
available?
it's trademarked now, so
Yeah,
nobody
yeah.
can take it anyways.
There you go.
But,
There you go.
that was where it started with, and I think honestly I'm a little biased, but it's a little more spicy, a little more flavorful, and
Oh, it gets people like, oh, they do this.
but I
They
think
go,
there's something you're like addicted to, right?
Oh,
Something you
100%.
can't
For
put your
sure.
finger on
Yeah,
it,
Oh, for sure.
and the
It's,
spice kind of runs away. Right?
we gotta get this on the hot ones, maybe. You know what I mean?
You know what? Heatonist. I was like, how do I get on there? But I don't know how to reach out to them. Like I tried.
Maybe through
but
this podcast.
we're trying for the Asian market, so sales are
make our own
sales.
hot
We
Yeah,
gonna blow up
right.
somehow.
Yeah, let's, should we?
Yes, do it.
Tugon.
Of course, you gotta.
Well, I'm already working on
leave
deals.
it to Ryan
so,
to come up with the Korean name for
So
it.
even if it doesn't take
I
off in
don't know.
America,
Tugoa.
Tugon
매워.
sauce show.
매워.
well,
너무
I'm
매워
working
sauce.
on Asia deals right now. So hopefully it does well. Praise God.
Let's
Expectations
go.
low,
Yeah, let's
prayers
go.
high.
All right. Well, this is what your first of hopefully many podcasts.
Is this
Hopefully.
like the one like flavor?
So
that you
this
have?
is my baby, like my first starter
This is the
project.
original?
It's probably only been like a couple months since
Okay.
like I've legit been out with a new label and everything. But I want to expand. Every good sauce needs to expand. Unless you're like
100%.
sriracha, Tabasco, which are like OGs. But I want to have a green sauce and maybe one or like Chipotle sauce. Yeah,
Yeah.
something. I got to
Dude,
compete with Tabasco and Chipotle
Tabasco,
or whatever.
Chipotle.
Because I'm
that
still
shit's
kind of new.
fire,
Dude, yeah. They
Yeah.
also have the green one, but
I
don't
know because I
if
used to
it's
steal
good.
Chipotle sauce all the time for Chipotle.
What?
Throw it in my bag.
Yeah.
You know that's a big problem at Chipotle. Like that
I
happens
stopped
all
doing
the
that once
time.
I was saved. You know what I'm saying? Stay in my
Let's
hands.
go.
So
Amen.
I
Amen.
sometimes I start feeling bad.
I
I just
love it.
tap it into the to-go containers, you know,
Yeah,
have
you
the
can
bottle.
take as many as
Yeah.
those as
Yeah,
you want
whatever.
because that's technically illegal. you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so like where can people find the sauce?
Oh, on the website we will add a link.
Yeah,
Or a
but can
discount
you say
code.
for the listeners?
Oh,
people
it's
listening.
sometimes I forget. It's queencalisauce.co. So it'll be on the
TikTok or what?
The IG is queencali.redsauce.
Queen Cali.
So
Yeah, we'll
it's
have it
still
in
a
the-
baby
we'll tag
company
it.
and still in the works and very very fresh, but it's
Yeah.
hard as a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
But we getting there.
Hey, this is not even an ad. Real talk.
Real talk.
We're kind of joking about her being a sponsor. She ain't paying.
She is
us,
a
dude.
sponsor. She literally brought us 2 bottles because she was so high in demand that she
But-
only had 2 bottles left over.
Legit, this is a delicious sauce. I would not be saying that. I don't lie, dude. I was telling you
Yeah.
before we started rolling. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
I was eating
No.
a chimichanga with a hot sauce that I did not recognize. I was
And-
like, oh yeah, this is Sophia's hot sauce.
Yeah, and what did you
This is-
say? You were like, I remember when you ate it, you bit into the. Was it a toast? Are you sure it wasn't?
Maybe it's
tostada?
toast. Oh,
You
maybe
bit
it's
into it
tostada.
and you went. Your eyes.
Yeah,
perked
I was
up.
like, dude,
Oh,
what
your
is this?
tostada day.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
remember you
that's
sent
what
me
it
photos.
was. It was
Yeah.
tostada night, and I was like, this hot sauce is good. And you're, oh yeah, this is Sophia's. I'm like, what? She got a hot sauce?
She got hot sauce.
So that's why I'm like, I'm not even lying. We're
That
not
was an
even,
ad right there.
It's not
We
a
could cut
paid
that
ad
out.
here. We're
Cut
literally
that out.
shouting out good stuff when we see it and when we taste it, and that's why we're doing
And here's
it.
the thing, and I can guarantee this: buy 1 bottle, right? I mean, you should buy 2 because to save on money and like shipping and stuff.
Exactly.
But buy 1 bottle, and if you don't like it, you comment on the video.
Email
I will
Ryan
DM you.
at-
I will DM you my address. You drive to where my work is, and I will pay you for that bottle. Okay? But it's gonna be a lot, probably
I mean,
further
if you
to
guys
come
like
to me.
King Taco and El Torino, which is like a big hit in LA, like me too. I like 99% guarantee like you'll like my sauce.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I
I
know.
stand behind it. I really love it, and a lot of my passion and efforts like behind enhancing that meal, and it's in my sauce.
I believe in it to where I say
I
DM
love
me,
that.
and I will Venmo you your money that you back
Yeah.
out of my pocket.
It's not
Yeah.
cheap. I'm gonna say that. You know
It's
what
not-
I'm saying? We're still
Oh,
working
shit.
on it. You know what I'm saying? A little baby company.
It's
you know?
Ryan at
it's a startup.
Temu.com.
Yes.
It's a startup.
That's
you
where
know
the
what I'm
money will be
saying?
coming
But-
from.
But no, goes a lot of stuff goes into this because you actually got everything graded and
It's
you had the.
handcrafted, handmade.
you have
know what
the
I'm saying?
nutritional
Everything's a little
facts.
expensive
Legit.
now,
No, and
but-
then you have to send these into like like to get it like graded and tested, right?
Yeah.
So to be on the market, like to make sure that it's like usable or
Yeah, because I'm
edible,
not a
like-
big company like Tabasco and Sriracha. But
Definitely.
you know that's the goal, right?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
goal.
yeah.
So whether
This is
it's
where you're
here or in
starting.
Asia,
Yeah, let's go.
praise to God, we're gonna get there.
You're about
Yes.
to be Queen Cali up in
Queen
here.
Cali.
Glory to God, yes sir.
Come on.
I mean, Booze brought some shirts last time, or like hoodies. You know, got to get some shirts made.
Damn,
you know what I mean?
that's Andrew, huh? he ain't replied to
Yeah,
my
she's
text. I
in
said,
there, bro.
you want some hot sauce?
Oh, we'll
with your,
get you.
Philly
No, you'll
checks?
see it. You'll
Maybe
see it.
do a
Hey,
collab.
Hey, talk to him
we
right
can do
now.
a
Talk to him right
collab.
now, Andrew.
Andrew, check your Facebook messages.
We could do a little
we'll
Booze
keep
Queen
it.
Cali collab.
Oh,
you
you
know what
want
I'm
some hot sauce for your stores?
No, because
Free
even
of
your
charge.
story is exactly like his. You're like, can I get a good cheesesteak? You know, and this is like.
He's a hustler, though. I've known Andrew, too, since, like, early high school, and he was always a solid guy, you know?
That's legit.
You better say some nice stuff, too, Andrew.
Solid guys, you know?
Only solid folks do the pod.
Loving it. I wish you had your glasses on. You're looking like Michael Jackson.
That was a good hee. That was, you hit the notes. That was very.
I practice.
Yeah. She hits that notes when she stubs her toe.
Yeah, practice.
Oh man, Sophia, thank you, and it's been so fun just catching up with you.
Keeping it tight.
Man, I didn't even know a lot of your guys' personal history too, so that was like a good learning.
Oh, that's a 10 podcast episode.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
No, we gotta definitely get you back on here when it's not Halloween anymore.
I got
you know,
tooth problems and other kind of problems just from this girl. So.
Oh, the tooth story. Yeah, we'll revisit
Today was
that
like
one.
a tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, tip of the iceberg.
Tip of the tooth right here.
Tip of the tooth. Yeah. You want to show the people you mean?
He would pop that thing out
He
like
took a photo.
hangover.
We might need a black light.
We were at a black light at a place with black light. He took a photo of me, and then everything was glowing except this tooth. I was so embarrassed. I can't believe I've been walking around with black lights without knowing that.
Okay, how many people have black lights?
Exactly.
Bro, we're not in the
when you go to
70s,
the bars
bro.
and stuff, they're all there, and I'm like cheesing it, like, hey.
How many bars you been to with black light?
That bar that we were there.
That was the one that I've been to.
That was the one.
Unless you're going to some other sketchy
But
bars.
no, you're popping that thing out like
smoke
bars.
shops and stuff.
Maybe. I don't
yeah.
know.
I mean,
Weekends,
bong
bro.
stores.
Sophia, thank you so much for stopping.
So fun.
Thank you, Sophia.
We got the hot sauce, but like, if people want to follow, are you like personally down for people to like check you out online?
Yeah. I mean, Instagram, website, and do the guarantee. If they don't like it, we'll do a little code. We'll do like a conversations code.
Oh, let's go.
And then if they don't like it, I'll like shoot them a refund.
Yeah. No, okay. And then you know what? I'll pay for half of that refund. How about that? That's how much I believe in it.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be clapping for you guys on the side.
I was gonna say, what you gonna do next?
You're gonna be taking photos.
Yeah,
Good job, guys. Good job.
There it is. I support you guys.
Yeah.
But no, I was trying to give you a place where you can plug your own personal social unless you don't want to be there. It's all good.
Oh, my personal's boring.
Okay, cool.
Sophia Fresh 7.
Yeah, if you want. It's just
it
me
used
and my
to be
baby.
hot and popping, but now it's just
it's
just
cool,
hot and
cute
toddlers,
pics and
like
me
toddlers
partying and everything. But now it's just me, my baby, and my dogs.
and hot sauce.
And hot sauce. So
But
it's
she
not
has
that fun,
actually has like 3 or 4 beautiful little two pocket pits and 2 big
XL
pits.
bully. My big
I don't
dog
know.
is like 135,
like
40 pounds.
the gangster
so.
looking ones, like the massive.
Yeah, like no
muscle
one's
man.
gonna mess with you ever, kind of dog.
I love it.
But that's still boring.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see. You know, but
All right, I guess it's
Queen
something.
Cali, Queen Cali,
Queen Cali
Follow
dot
Queen
red
Cali.
sauce.
dot red sauce.
Yes.
Red sauce, the bomb red sauce. Folks, thank you guys for watching or listening and tuning in. Make sure you follow us on our socials, which is
Conversations _pod.
Conversations Pod. We out. Peace.
Bye, guys.